So, Akvile, what do you know about the Ashtar command, or what have you heard that they might be up to, or their plans or rumors, or what have you heard?
Okay, so the general thing, or let's say that mass public knows, is that Ashtar commands and Ananda, they're all up to coming here on Earth and extracting people, like literally taking us out of Earth and helping us ascend and helping us to get better. That's the, general thing we hear. But I work with people, who remember their past lives. I get out of body, I look at what they're involved as well. And I keep finding same old stuff, either someone else tells me or I find it with different people. But it's similar with anyone who says like, yeah, please pick me up, I want out of here. And it's all generalities, they're not specific. And so this group of Ashtar Command, they're taking people, but once you get onto the ship, it's like literally signing a billion-year contract, and then you are enslaved. You work for them. They're using you as a battery. They're using you as a soldier. They're using you for, raping and selling you off to other groups, black market thing, and so much more. Like, it's not good. It's not like, hey, we're going to come here and save you. Like, that's not going to happen. It's just the opposite. We're going to come here and fuck you up even more.
Yeah, it's like they have to get our agreement on some level. And this is blatant agreement. Yes, pick me up, take me kind of thing. So as a strategy, well, there's two ways to look at this. Ashtar command, good. Ashtar command, bad.
Yeah.
Right? And I like the Ashtar command, good idea. I first heard about that in about 1993, 1994. And that's too long ago. And they were back then going to help save everybody. It's not looking too savvy right now, more than 20 years later. It's not too savvy.
For me, it's that repetitive story that we hear over and over again in different circumstances, like with a bit of the communism, a bit of even the QAnon public. It's like, don't do everything, trust the plan, everything's going to be fine. You just sit back and relax and don't take any action at all, and we're all going to save you. It's going to be okay. And you're sitting there doing nothing, and the other group is just doing anything they can. And you're just like, oh, well, shit, it's been 20 years, nothing changed. How long are we going to wait? It's like, it's just that story to keep us doing nothing while the other part is like, that was easy.
That's what I think it is. It's a strategy. It's a psyops and a propaganda thing to keep people docile and not doing anything, just hanging out in waiting and in hoping mode.
There's been a lot of people I've been working with, and they have been involved with the Ashtar command. And the thing is, there's a lot of people buying into that story. Extraction, mass evacuation. This fancy group is going to come over and take you and save you from this asshole place. And everything's going to be all right. You're going to be free. You're going to choose your place and all the crap you can buy into. But here's what I've saw in my out-of-body experience. And what I'm sharing is, again, my personal experience with them, what I've worked with and saw with my clients, and what the people I have worked with have experienced with them. Their stories, their opinions, their memories, and them recalling past lives. A lot of those that have worked with the Ashtar command, they're pretty much trapped. The whole mass evacuation, don't do anything, it's all going to be okay, we're going to come and take you and you're going to be safe, is a story they want you to buy into, so that with your beliefs, you allow them to come and take you. Is that, please take me. The same way, you have to give a permission for the devil and the vampire to come into your house. You have to open the door and say something and allow them to come in. And that's only then when they can come and mess with you or do something to you. And same with the beliefs, where people are asking for help, but they're not making it specific. Someone please help me. And you're not saying what kind of help you want. You're not saying who you want to help you. And there are a lot of beings who will come there and mess with you and cause more damage than help, because you weren't specific and anyone's like, I can help you. You didn't say how. I can help you by pushing out the stairs, or making your life more horrible, or I'll help you to understand what being poor is like. I'll help you to understand what suffering is, and all that crap. Same with people who, not just asking for help, but again, someone please help me, or spirit guides. I need spirit guides to come out and help you. Please, one of my spirit guides, come help. There are a lot of entities and bad beings who can say, I can be your spirit guide. I can be this for you. And they're going to pretend and take that role and be there in your space. Same way people invite succubus and incubus. So this whole Ashtar command, the whole extraction, it's pretty much abduction. It's pretty much getting you in there. And it's like a soul trap. They sign contracts for billions of years. It's not just being on Earth for like 100 years max. You're going to get out of here pretty fast, relatively speaking. But over there, it's like, hey, you're going to be with us for 1 billion of years. And you're going to work with us. And you're going to do stuff. And they make you believe that it's all grand. Like, hey, you're going to be one of the soldiers, one of the eagles, what they call their troopers. And you're going to help us extract people, evacuate people. But it just becomes one of the, pawns to have people abducted and get into their ship and get into the slavery. Oh, you too got taken into our ship. Now, please sign this contract. And most people aren't aware. They go under torture. They go under other things. And as I'm working with my clients and have them recall their past lives, one after the other, share the stories of how they, in the physical body here, either got taken, or even before coming here on Earth, they were involved with the Ashtar command. And this whole extraction is a soul trap. Please take me. I can't be here anymore. I hate this place. I want someone to take me and get me away from here. Get me out of body. And you're not being specifically who you're asking. Just get me out of here. I want to get out of this body. Yeah, well, they're going to take you. They're going to take you, but there are so many groups who will be willing, like raising their hands. I can help you. I can take you. And if you're not specific about getting out of here and who's going to come over and help you out, you're going to have more mess in your life than before. And so a lot of people who buy into this Sananda, Ashtar command, and the great extraction, mass evacuation, we're going to be safe, we're going to be taken, yay, fuck this place, I'm going to be out in a few weeks. Sometime right now, 50 years later, people are still waiting. Like, where are they? Come on, I'm waiting. I've been patient. I haven't done shit in this life. Nothing happens. And so, man, I don't know. I'm really pissed off with this group, just because the more people I work with, the more similar stories I find where, again, people allow themselves. People are like, please get me out of here. And not necessarily just Earth. There are other places where people want to get out of. Of course, those realms are not so suppressed. People are more like curious, like they want to experience more. They want to be, like, oh, I want to be involved in something grand, some grand mission. I want to do something big, get into a spaceship, be with one of those alien beings, find someone intelligent and just talk to them. Oh yeah, they're going to take you, And so most people get into their ship, and it goes pretty dark. It's not just, okay, you're going to get in here with us. It's not that you're going to have to serve us only. But this group, Ashtar Command, is involving people, and the whole group is actually involved in the black marketing, the intergalactic black market. And so anyone that comes becomes a resource. Like, oh, look, you're a product. You're, again, same thing like here on Earth, food. Yeah, who wants this piece? They're going to access your Akashic records. They're going to look through your history of what you've done before coming here on Earth, your skills, who were you, your past lives. They're going to have a nice little journal on you. Okay, here's your document. Here's your, like those papers you need to get into the job. So they're going to have it on you. And of course, they're going to have it all on black market, and beings out there, like mercenaries. They're looking for slaves. They're looking for food. They're looking for like, oh, who is a better being to be our battery? Who can power up our system better? And they find one of your bodies. Let's say either before coming here on Earth, or you're on Earth right now and you want to get out of here. You want someone to pull you out of body. And that alone, I'm not saying you are involved, but it makes you a possibility of being taken. If you're not being specific about, who you want to get you out of here, then, like, hey, this group is like, hey, here's one option. You want to take it or not? And so it's pretty easy for them. So the whole black market thing, they're selling off bodies. They're selling like, okay, who wants, food, energy, maybe sex slave, maybe, hey, like labor, free labor, let's go. And they sell you off for big, they have a contract with people there for billions of years. So most people are just stuck and just serving. And whatever you do for billions of years, you're going to be sold off to a lot of groups. And, their chain is still on the Ashtar command. They still have you on a leash, so to speak, and you're going to go do stuff and you're going to come back and, okay, now what can we do with you? And so many people, they suffer over there. They're being sold out as sex slaves. And over here in this life, they pick up of, a lot of issues, let's say physical and emotional, and they get like pretty much sensitive with relationships, with what's going on out there. And so one of the biggest things, on how to avoid it is to be specific. Again, we can just ask talk in generalities. I want to get out of here. I want help. I want to contact my spirit guides. Please, spirit guides, tell me this, tell me that. And you're not being specific about who you're talking to, what kind of person, what kind of being. Oh, it's just a spirit guide, just this guy I've been talking to. Well, how much does this guy know? How long has it been out there? It could be just a random schmuck that died and oh, look, someone to talk to, and he knows this much. And he's telling you stuff to do, and you're getting fucked all over the place, So with Ashtar Command, if you're not being specific about wanting to get out of here, or say wanting to be pulled out, then it happens.
This man remote viewed the rapture, and what he got back is terrifying.
And that's what you were seeing in your sessions?
I had a bunch of different impressions of implants, different types of brain implants. I saw what I would relate to the cattle mutilation type phenomenon, taking of body parts from animals, and what I perceive to be some type of chimeric thing going on, some type of hybrids being created through the abduction phenomenon. To see that kind of data come out, a little disturbing, but I can't say I understand exactly what it's all about.
So I had 2 dreams last night I want to share with you. However, I'm just going to share the second one, and then I'll make another video of the other one, because one of them was quite extensive, and it is about the fake rapture. Okay? I was seeing through the eyes of a woman. It wasn't me. It was some woman. And she was watching people being lifted up into the air. Or I was watching them, if you would like to put it like that. I was watching people going up into the air through her eyes. And she wanted to be raptured so badly that she left her husband and her daughter behind. Her husband tried to stop her from going, but I watched as she pushed her daughter to her husband. And she saw this beam of light, and she stood in it. And then, all of a sudden, the dream shifted and took this woman somewhere else. And all these people that were so-called raptured were turned into slaves. They were slaves for something else. So she had declared the entryway of some place. I don't know if it was a ship or some facility, but there was all mud, and everybody's shoes were taken off so they could not run away or escape. And so this woman, I was scraping the dirt. She was told that she had to scrape the dirt away from the entrance, and with no shoes on, I looked down and I could feel the mud between her toes. I could see the mud, and I thought, this is disgusting. And so as she was scraping, she saw 3 or 4 other women huddled together, and she kicked one of them, and she said, why are you guys sitting there and we're all working? Get to work, right? And then these great big alien type people, they look like humans, but their eyes were either completely white or completely black. And there was 3 or 4 of them. They were all about 8 to 9 feet tall. But again, they tried to look like human, but their skin wasn't right. It looked like kind of like a thick, leathery, rubbery skin. It wasn't normal. It wasn't like human skin, but they were trying to look like human. And then they said to these women, no, we need them. They can work for us. We need them to do our makeup so we can look more feminine, right? So they took these women, and here I am, or this woman, is still scraping the dirt away from the entrance, bare feet. and I looked down at the guard, and they had these guards that were human, but they worked for them. And so they must have, made some kind of pact with them, and they were above the slaves, but they only had like a leather covering for their feet. They did not have shoes either, but they did have a leather covering wrapping their feet. Anyways, so another guard came along after 3 more women, and I will say they weren't pretty. They were quite homely and large, okay? And he said, I need helpers. And obviously I didn't know for what, because he didn't say. And then these 3 women went along with him, and within minutes I could hear them scream, knowing what was happening to them, if you know what I mean. These men were, wrapping them, if you see what I'm saying. And then I started coughing and woke up from the dream.
I just woke up. I had this dream last night, a fake rapture dream. It felt like an alien invasion. I prayed to God last night for a rapture dream, and he gave me this. I heard the shofar trumpet blast. It was loud and it went off one time. Everybody instantly got shocked and scared and looked in the sky. I was at this party around my cousin and a bunch of random people. But when I heard the blast, it was an invasion. Everything went pitch black. I saw a white, red, glowing, shining orb balls in the sky like this. It looked something like that. And I was like, wow. Well, actually, I was shocked. I ain't gonna say I wasn't like, wow, I was shocked. One guy jumped on top of the fence and his body vanished. It wasn't like, and this is how I knew it was like kind of like an invasion towards the end of my dream. This is how I kind of figured out when I woke up, because his body vanished. He didn't get caught up. He just vanished. Like he turned it to like a bright light and just vanished. Yeah. And then I noticed in my dream, it was a white light in the sky, and it was scanning and searching for people to abduct. It scanned me and it didn't take me up. We were in the backyard. I started to chase the light to get noticed. Tears were in my eyes because I'm thinking I'm getting left behind, because, I saw the dude when he was on the fence. Because that was just in my dream at the time. I thought I was just getting left behind. I thought it was the rapture because of the shofar blast, but it felt like an alien invasion. In my dream, the neighbors had babies and kids, and they weren't raptured or they didn't get taken. So I was just confused for a little bit, and I started to come to my senses. The white light was snatching certain people up inside spaceships. Like it was just snatching people up. Like it's just snatching it. Like they would just vanish. That's what I'm trying to say. They just vanished. Like it looked off. It didn't look right. I'm not even gonna lie. It didn't even look right.